All right, welcome everybody for the PCDC Motorsports ACC League. Today, we have some multi-class action, 2 hours of it even on Brands Hatch here, and we're looking at a evening race with some clouds and I don't know, perhaps some rain. I don't think rain is forecasted, but that could shake up the fields. Today, I also have with me Pedro Diaz. I don't know if Pedro is here at the moment, but we will see. And as we take a look at the track here, so obviously we're at Brands Hatch, like I mentioned. We're in Kent, England. The track has only 9 turns and is 3.908 kilometers long or 2.433 miles long. The race format we have for today is going to be a practice that is coming to an end right now. They've just done a 2-hour practice. Obviously, not everyone has been in the practice session for so long, but in about 3 or so minutes, we'll head into qualifying. A 20-minute qualifier with 10 minutes per class. And then it's going to be a 120-minute race, so 2-hour race here to finish off the season. We'll have 2 mandatory pit stops in drivers, and drivers can choose freely fuel and tires during those pit stops, so we might see some very differing strategies throughout the race. The race will also have a rolling start. The championship standings we can go over really quickly. So in the GT3s, we have Jan Gang still in the lead with 537 points, so quite a sizable lead over John Ford. And then we have Arensman in third with 352, with right behind him Falkenberg in fourth with 342, so only a 10-point difference. And then we have Rojovic and Friedrich in fifth and sixth, also with a very small deficit to the 2 guys in front of them, 2 and 3 guys in front of them. Then we have Chmielewski in 7th, Thabo Benze in 8th, Harby in 9th, Ale Robles in 10th with 264. Again, a lot of positions still to be gained for people with these races. A good result could see someone shoot up 3 or 4 positions, regardless of where they are in the standings. In 11th we have Pate, then we have Hill, then Niergesh, then Mulder, then Peter Parnell in 15th, then Deploy in 16th, then Howard in 17th, Muir in 18th, the Knecht in 19th, Rowley in 20th, Jelinek in 21st, Odegaard with 106 points in 22nd, Vozarik in 23rd, Van den Berg in 24th, Montalvo in 25th, Valtanen in 26th, Pickert in 27th, Levente in 28th, Cernuto in 29th, and Beerware in 30th. We'll also take a quick look at the GT4 field, which is a bit smaller. So we have Marcus Lawrence in first with 317 points, 1 sink in second. Then we have Ryan Daniels, Mawson in 4th, Bulgakov in 5th, Hager in 6th, Kundasioglu in 7th, Troquet in 8th, then Nels in 9th, being the first M, Carr, Dijkstra in 10th, Person in 11th, Fonseca in 12th, Phillips in 13th, Wenlock in 14th, and in 15th we have Rowley, then Knox Hope and Vincent Erbrich to round off the grid. And so we will be heading to qualifying fairly soon here. And essentially we're just waiting for that to happen. You can see the clouds in the background there. Let me see if I can actually oh, there we go. So Pedro, are you here?
Yes.
Aha, okay. So what do you think about 2 hours on Brands Hatch?
Too much.
Too much? Yeah.
I think for me it would be around Brands Hatch, around 35 minutes is enough.
35
Brands Hatch
minutes.
is a quick track though.
Yeah. I know when PCDC hosted our special event at Brands Hatch, that was pretty successful on iRacing.
That's why I didn't race it. Because 6 hours was too much for me. I think it was 6.
Yeah, it's definitely busy. It does look like we have a smaller grid today, so traffic shouldn't be too much of an issue, but definitely, I mean, like I said in the, before the stream really kicked off, it only has 9 turns, so, and it's, I mean, overall, there's no really, no real slow corners except for the hairpin after turn 1. So, very much waiting for other people to make mistakes, I think, on this track to get a passing opportunity. But, yeah, practice should be coming to an end here, so you will see guys heading out for their quali. I think right now they're probably doing the driver's briefing.
I like the new track map feature in the middle. I know that people can't see, but apparently I have a track map now.
Oh yeah. That was implemented a bit ago, but yeah, definitely they made quite some improvements as well, and like the different colors for the different classes and such on the track map is pretty good. We already have one very dedicated fan in the chat room being Whip, so I think Whip was I mean, absolutely dominating. I think I do need to turn off my friends list in Steam though, because I keep getting the pop-ups even though I turned them off. Shitty Steam.
Professional.
Yeah.
Don't say shitty.
Okay. So 20 more seconds, I think, until we're switching over to quali here. And then we will see who can take pole position. Although I do think we're waiting for someone. I think Zedian might be trying to rejoin there. Yeah, he's back in the server now, so gonna be interesting to see, because Brands Hatch, I think, will be for Jordan, will be one of the better tracks being in the KTM. So that'll definitely be good to see. So let's see.
And
here.
it's kind of a bumpy track, let's say. Like you have to attack the curves, otherwise there is a lot of runoff area that you have to abuse.
Yeah, exactly. So as we go out of the pits here, we'll just stay on board with Lukas Rojovic, because he's the first out of the pits. Let's actually see if I can do something quickly about the There we go. So now we shouldn't get those pesky Steam pop-ups anymore.
Oh, there you go.
Something I have noticed is now whenever it's only been for like a couple of patches with ACC, whenever I go out of ACC or I select another tab, it always gives a black screen on the stream for some reason. It wasn't like that before, but now it does that, so. But regardless, Rojovic here, coming up to the last turn, is gonna put his first lap in. Only 10 minutes for the GT3s here to get a best lap in. Luckily, Brands Hatch is quite short, so they'll get a at least 2 full runs in, I think, of lapping.
And I think there is going to be a lot of Well, there isn't a lot of people here, but if there was, like, traffic is a problem for sure.
Yeah, I think it'll be relatively okay now, seeing as the grid isn't that large today. But yes, definitely still going to be hard, I think, especially for the GT3 class. It's going to be pretty tough. If the pace is quite close together, then it's going to be tough to overtake. And then obviously, yeah, the GT4 traffic, once they hit that could really shake up things. But I think since we're starting at 6 p.m., I think we'll be going into the kind of dusk or dark in terms of where the race is going to end, so that should be interesting to see how people manage in the dark.
Wasn't the PCDC event called Into the Dark or Into the Night or whatever in Project Cars 2?
I don't know, could be.
Yeah, there was like, yeah, there was like I think I raced. It was actually Brands Hatch. It was always Brands Hatch, but it was Brands Hatch Hindi, so the short layout.
Yeah.
And basically, I think it was around 2.4 hours, and with 3 classes: GT4s, GT3s, and a slower class even. And that was basically it, just overtaking cars, but more crazily.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've blocked everything out in from like Project Cars 2 days. It's just all lost from my mind.
And it was too painful.
Yeah.
Was it?
It's always a struggle on my G29, drifting through the corners. Whenever I played Project Cars 2, I thought I was a drift king. Just yeah.
I had the Microsoft wheel and you are complaining.
And then also the fact that I know when our community kind of stopped with Project Cars 2, that's when I like found out that my throttle was always at 95%. Because I didn't calibrate it correctly.
Nice.
So I did all my races with 95% throttle. And it was only because I watched like back a broadcast and I saw them saying it there where they said like, oh, is Husky is he saving fuel or something?
Yeah, you are deliberately always pressing 95% your throttle. You kept it just to save it.
Yeah. So it's like, nope, I wasn't. So it's just But in the meanwhile, we have our robots here.
Are you really going to talk about the race? I'm liking the conversation. Let them just do laps. They are just doing laps. Rebels is doing laps. Asman is doing laps. They're just running around.
Yeah, pretty close at the front. Be interesting to see. But yeah, it's gonna be good because I mean, it kind of logical, I think, that the Audi is pretty good here as well. With like a shorter wheelbase and stuff. But yeah, Project Cars 2, that was I mean, good times, but
yeah, I don't regret playing it. It was a good start, I would say, for sim racing.
Oh yeah, it was only the real shame is that they never fixed the bugs the game had, because then it would have probably still be going now, I think.
Yeah, but if you think about like if they fixed everything, it would just be a complete new game. So why not just do Project Cars 3? It's way better when you provide like.
We've been talking with the admins about changing to Project Cars 3, since that seems to be a true. Like, I think that game, or sorry, that sim has everything that you need, like as for like a competitive league. So you know, there's like no pit stops and stuff. So that will be like very close racing because no one has to do a pit stop.
Exactly.
And the tires can go from dry to wet, so that's also like, I mean, changing tires is just a hassle in racing. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
Why is that even a thing? You know, just
it's going to be a thing of the future. They're already thinking of the future.
Yeah.
Like, people don't really understand the great minds
Just make it like F1 used to be. Give them like the groove tires on every.
Hey, the Brutus does Motorsport Managers.
Yeah, just
Brutus tire.
all GT cars, every car that's racing, just give them groove tires so they can go from dry to wet. But they'll go really slow in the dry, but doesn't matter. They can still race in the wet. Then again, didn't the F1 cars that had the groove tires, didn't they still have like wet tires as well?
Yeah. Because like the group was in a line.
Yeah.
And you still need the grooves, like you said, to take the water out.
Because wasn't it?
Meanwhile.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
No, I was just saying. Oh fuck me! Are we going to? No, I was just saying. Asman took pole. Just that. Yeah, we can continue. Go on.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Didn't they introduce the groove tires again to like slow down the cars? Wasn't that the whole thing about it? That they like put the groove tires on again?
Yes, to have less grip, mechanical grip.
Yeah.
Because
like a big rule change.
Yeah, I don't know if it's less mechanical grip or less because either the cars have a lot of aero, but I don't think like when you are on high speeds you don't rely a lot on the tires. You rely a lot on the aero, so you don't like you still need the tires to turn, obviously, but it's not a big thing that you need to be concerned about. While in slow speeds, tires usually are what you get grip from. That's why the suspension is such a thing when you set up.
Meanwhile, Jan Gang has put a nice lap in there, 23.3. So,
and Robles too.
Yep, Robles is second, so really good here. That'll be the last lap they put in. I don't know if Jan Gang is still going. He's still going for another one, but
Arsman is going for another one too. I don't know what time remaining.
Yeah, only 20 seconds, so 20 seconds to cross the line and then they can finish their lap. But yeah, Arnsman is gonna have to put in a really good lap here to be at the front. So nearly half a second down on Jan Gang. Jan Gang also seems to be improving. About 2/10 up, so looks like Jan Gang is gonna put a very good pull lap in here. Take a look here as he comes around to the last corner, 2/10 up as he goes to the line. Let's see where that brings him up to. Oh, 23.05, so very nice lap from Jan Gang. Not a 22, so but that's, you know, should have really been a 22, but oh well.
Well, I like it says to me that it has like a 0.58, so it was 58 out or 59 out of his target, I would say. So
yeah, so bad lap from Jan Gang essentially.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah, so he will take pole by 6/10 over P2, and then Arnsman in third with 7/10 behind him. Then Friedrich, then Roydrich, and now GT Fords are going out, and I think we'll follow Jordan One-Sink out here since in practice he was looking pretty good in the KTM. Also, yeah, like we mentioned before, Brands Hatch probably really suited to the KTM since it is all twisty and retaining of speed, and the KTM has quite a bit of downforce, I think, even though it has quite a bit of extra weight as well.
I will just follow the best sounding car. Where is the Maserati?
It's gonna me.
It's here. It sounds like a lawnmower.
Like
oh, already skipping. Yeah, let's go, boy. Show these guys that drifting is the way.
Talking about lawnmowers, Jordan One-Sink was already cutting the grass there a little bit on his outlap. So.
Yeah, but it's a KTM, who cares? Shouldn't that be a motorcycle or whatever? Or is that a car?
So, okay, interesting. Jordan One-Sink is pulled off and is back in the pit, so maybe selected the wrong setup or something before he went out. Maybe he has a lot of fuel on it. You know?
Yeah, you can change its Spark Fermi, right?
Oh yeah, we enforce Spark Fermi. They can only change the front wing. So
yes, exactly. Bumper or no bumper is the only option.
I think the Ginetta is like a pretty good sounding car as well, I feel.
Yeah, I was in there too, but I was a pretty big fan of Ginettas when on Project Cars. When like Project Cars had a lot of content.
Yeah.
You know, you could try like every car, and I was a pretty big fan. It was just a simple car. Then I realized that I was a fan because it was stable, because it was slow.
Well, then it also didn't Project Cars have like it had the GT4, like the GT3 Ginetta, GT4, and GT5, I think.
Yeah. That's it. So the Into the Night race was GT3, GT4, and GT5, and the only GT5 was the Ginetta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that race.
Well, I don't even know, is GT5 actually like a class with different manufacturers, or is it like a cup class kinda, where it's just like the same cars?
I don't even know if it exists, but apparently it was in Project Cars.
Because I know there's like you have like the Ginetta Junior Leagues and all that kind of stuff, where it's just all Ginettas, like the Ginetta GT4s and stuff.
Yeah, but I think it was probably invented like they know it didn't have the pace of a GT4, so they just said GT5. Why not? YOLO. I said so many words. Jeez.
Meanwhile,
I think.
I'm just gonna quickly say here, Marcus Lawrence has the only valid lap in so far with a 31.9 in the GT4 with his Hot Wheels inspired livery. Not looking too bad, but I think I think realistically One-Sink should be able to beat him, even though he's only now coming out of the pit again, so maybe some technical difficulties. But yeah, go ahead. We were talking about the Ginettas.
Yeah, I think like for example, is there some Formula X? There was Formula X in Project Cars. I don't think that is in real life.
No, that was like a beefed up version of like an F1 car that was like insanely fast.
They predicted the windshield protection.
Oh yeah, they did actually.
I'm thinking they predict that. See, they are the future minds. Yeah. We are so backwards.
Yeah, Project Cars 2 was revolutionary.
No, did you ever like I know Assetto Corsa and iRacing have Nordschleife, like a complete Nordschleife version, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever did the Project Cars 2 version after you did like the laser scanned version?
Oh no, I think I don't think I've ever done the Nordschleife on Project Cars 2. Like I think I learned Nordschleife when I got back into iRacing, and that was like after Project Cars 2. So I never really did it on Project Cars 2.
It's so different, so different. Well, when I mean different, I mean like elevation change, camber changes. Like obviously, it's a right turn and a left turn. It's always the same, but there are some unique turns where for example, in some games that you can cut the curb or go over the curb aggressively, or not touch the curb because it's a killer.
Or like carousel or something, where you know kind of what gears to take into a corner like that.
Exactly, but in Project Caz it's just completely.
Yeah.
But you are like, isn't supposed to this turn to have camber, and then suddenly it's just a flat road that goes uphill and left and right. And
I don't even know,
so
like, if you don't have laser scanning, I don't even know how long it would take to like recreate the Nordschleife. That would be so hard to do. I mean, they did it before, I guess, in other games, but it was never, you know, laser scanning made it a lot easier, I guess. A lot more expensive, but a lot easier to.
All the ACC tracks are laser scanned, right?
Yeah. They're like newer laser scans though, because, for instance, I know iRacing has like an older version of Bathurst, for instance, and then
yeah. I remember you telling me like the after the chase, I think you have a little bump in iRacing.
Yeah.
And in
ACC just
ACC you don't.
But that's because like I don't know, did Bathurst maybe repaved at some point or something? Is that what it's looked like? On iRacing it looks like very worn out, and on ACC it looks like it's like pretty new asphalt. So did they maybe repave it at some point, and then that's why the recent like scan is like that?
Yeah. Well, I truly don't know, but Walsink didn't put a single belly lap, I mean.
Yeah, so his last lap was a 132.6, and he's now 8/10 up, so I think if he actually manages to string a lap together, that he has a good shot here of beating Marcus Lawrence.
He's cutting a lot, but a lot, really.
Yeah. He's really pushing it.
We should talk about the race once in a while, you know what I mean? Like pretending that we are actually commentators or whatever.
And pretending that we know what we're talking about.
So I think,
yes, the KTM has very high downforce. It has the most downforce out of all the GT4 cars.
Yeah, so it's using Mode 10 engine right now. If it was on 11, exactly, 11 would be P1. So Mode 10 is conserving the engine for the race.
Yes, I also think he went for the soft tires, and he's gonna go for the mediums for the race since it's a 2-hour race.
Yeah, he's going for the one-stop strategy, right? Do you believe he's going for soft mediums, huh?
Yes, I think that's the fastest strategy around here.
What's the Pirelli prediction on softs to medium pit window?
Oh, let me just bring the graphic up here that shows how the tires are. Oh, there it is. Oh, you missed it. No problem. Yeah, the tires last the entire race apparently. So.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. Jesus, do you see Wansink? He's just cutting, like he doesn't care. He's just cutting. Look.
Yeah, I said you were talking about a lawnmower, but he's really a lawnmower with the KTM. Trying to cut as much.
And it's very stable though.
Yeah. No, the KTM. He'll come across the line here, but he won't actually improve much. The only people that will improve are Hager and Domi, but that means that they will not change position. So, with quali rounded off, we're gonna take a short 5-minute break, and then we will be back for the grid rundown and the 2-hour race. So we will see you in about 5. So we are back with you here for the PCDC ACC League for our 2-hour race at Brands Hatch. We're gonna do a quick rundown of the grid here before we start. Going first, we have Jan Gang, then we have Kevin Friedrich in his Borderlands Mercedes. Then we have Ala Robles in third, Thomas Arensman in fourth, Dorovic in fifth. Then we have John Ford in sixth, Christian Duploy in seventh in the black Ferrari. Then in eighth we have Vozarik. Then we have Rowley. Then Peter Parnell, who's starting in the pit. Was he a late entry, perhaps? And then Patet in 11th. In 12th we have Daryl Hill. They're changing positions a bit here. And Levente to round off the GT3 field.
Then on the GT4 field we have Wansink. Apparently it seemed further than Lawrence, but I think Lawrence was in pole, so sorry about that already. Yeah. So Lawrence on the Hot Wheels livery, and then we have the KTM of Wansink. Then we have Rez Daniels. Then we have Jaeger on the Ginetta. And Dummy Person in last.
Yeah, Dummy Person rocking the
Maserati.
What do you think if for once we do like a race start, but out of the dash cam of Dummy Person, so we can see if there's any chaos in front? Or should we go to the leaders?
I would say, for me, yes. For the people that are watching, Muffle. By the way, Muffle, what the fuck did you say?
Hey, no swearing. This is a Christian stream.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to fucking say shit. Well, sorry. Why is the GT4 field so close to the GT3? Is that supposed to be?
That's how real men start the race, not like in iRacing where they leave.
Not in they leave space. Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, so Jan Gang coming up to the line with Kevin and Friedrich next to him here. We'll see who can get the better start here. It's a very short one, so we're green for the last round here of the PCDC ACC League, and Friedrich is alongside into turn one, but Jan Gang quite easily keeping it on the inside there and making it out there. It does seem like the entire field got cleanly through the first turn.
Now it's time to go to Dummy Person.
I think now Dummy Person here will go on board to see the field in front of him. But a lot of time that people can make up. The standings is just gonna do its weird thing at the race start here, when it needs to sort everything out. I do think we have Peter Parnell who's starting from the pit, so he'll be trying to catch up a little bit, and Patet as well from the GT3 field, so they'll be trying to make up some time. Maybe didn't get as much practice in as they wanted and then just decided to start from the pit. But yeah, relatively clean start.
Yeah, I think it was very good of them. Well, that was boring. I was hoping for some crashes.
Yeah, we do have Deploy here, going from 7th to 6th, I believe. John Ford is right on him though, so we'll see if John can manage anything here into turn one. Gonna stick his nose out, but not close enough to do anything. John Ford actually grabbing a bit too much of the curb on the inside there. Yeah, like Muffle is saying in the chat there's not enough sense. Quite disappointing. But,
oh, the Rolly is sending the McLaren almost. Well, let's see. Come on, it's just the sand. Oh, someone in the background. What was that? It was a Porsche. David. No, it was Levent.
In some other news,
then-
Jordan One-Sync is actually in first place in the GT4, so...
So I wasn't wrong.
Yeah, I do think Marcus Lawrence had the, I think he did qualify in first, but for some reason the game kind of messed up and allowed Jordan to be to start in first.
It
So,
never messes up. What are you talking about?
but yeah, so far doing really well here. One-Sync the
The fight for... Ooh! You touched Martin. P8 and P9.
yeah, it doesn't seem
That-
like there's any serious damage anywhere.
Oh, but that was a pit maneuver. It was a nice catch from that name.
Vozarik.
Vozarik.
Vozarik, since he has like a little what's
Tail.
that sign called in English?
Tail accent? I don't know.
Yeah, that little accent on the A. Does that mean it's Vozarik? I don't know.
Vozarik.
I'm sure you'll let us know.
You will not.
Yeah, Muffle, we still need a safety car driver, so if you could just quickly join and jump in the safety car, then we can bring the field back together.
Look at the front of the Camaro. Look like it's going to fly. Yeah. I think that guy has so much drag that the actual front is lifting.
Yeah, it is, compared to the other GT4s, it's really, like, really high on the suspension. Like, it has a really, really high ride height compared to the other GT4s. So it's really good on the curbs, actually. But, so we now do have Brian Petit and Peter Parnell making their way through the GT4 field. So Petit doing a very good job, being very careful, overtaking.
Let's see the old man. Where is Parnell?
Old man Parnell trying to catch up here.
I want that blue, but I don't know where he got that blue. Like, that blue is so good.
That blue is so blue that it is
Yes.
almost not blue.
Yeah. It's like a greenish blue. His livery is awesome.
You know what we call that in Dutch?
What?
Appelblauw zeegroen. And you know,
Appelblauw Zegen. Yeah?
yeah, you were pretty close. But it basically means apple blue sea green. That's our name for that color.
Apple blue?
Apple blue sea green.
There are blue apples?
Well, I don't know.
Are you just drinking too much or like smoking something from your
Probably,
neighbor country?
No, we get high off of waffles. We like so much waffles that we get high. But I don't know if that... See, Muffle is saying it's not Dutch. I don't know. Maybe it's something only that's used in Belgium. I don't know. Maybe we Belgians are just really weird. But
Muffle didn't even pass school. It was probably that kid that skipped like 4th grade to go work.
he was always crashing cars, I think.
He's so old. Yeah,
I think he stole cars when he was in school. He skipped school and then he stole cars and just punted other people with it. And that's why he's so good at it now.
He's so old that that probably mandatory school wasn't implemented back then.
Yeah.
People in the broadcast, do you want to know like the age of Robert Chung de Jong? One of the people that ran this league. It's actually 50 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he dropped out of the league as well because he wasn't skillful enough. He just couldn't manage. He was always crashing, running wide in Laguna Seca, always on
You
the
say running wide and Barney does that. It's like Barney says, like the bladder can just hold 2 hours. It needs to go to the bed.
Meanwhile, we do have a battle here between Olive Robles and Arnsman. They're having a nice little scrap here.
KTM on the wall! KTM on the wall!
Really?
Yeah. What, don't you believe me? I only bring the truest of news.
Yes, the true Iberian news. Oh, he's going into the pit.
Oh, he's on the pits.
Yeah.
Aw. Jordan.
That is a
Come
shame.
on. I knew he was getting too much.
Yeah, he was really testing his luck there. What the hell is going on in the pit there? Is it that bumpy in real life, the pit? On Brands Hatch? Like very wavy.
For sure, someone forgot that that was a pit lane and thought it was a staircase.
Someone forgot to smooth out the pit lane. They didn't laser scan the pit lane.
I think they did, but 2 meters at a time.
Seems in the meanwhile though, Ala Robles has made a mistake and allowed Arnsman in front again, so... And he does have Roger Witch now right behind him as well.
See that blue, that bluish is so good.
Yeah, it's a good color. Makes the car stand out between the other ones.
Appelblish. I don't fucking know.
Appelblauw Zeegroen.
Appelblauw Zeegroen.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm a Belgian fan.
Yeah, weren't you moving to Belgium soon?
Yeah, I was. Work at the best factory in Belgium, which is...
Go ahead. Which famous Belgian factory do you know?
Belgium best factory.
I hear you typing in the background, by the way.
No, I'm just thinking to myself.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that your brain rattling like that?
TripAdvisor. Let me go to TripAdvisor. Oh, free tour Brussels, yeah. Free tour Brussels. It's basically, it looks like a Ford Transit van, and we bring people to other monuments in Belgium.
Ah, okay. What's the company called?
Free tour Brussels. Do you say Brussels or Brussels, or how do you say?
You say Bruxelles.
Brussels. Yeah, makes sense.
So it's like Bruxelles is like French, and then Brussels is how you would say it in Dutch, I guess. And then if Moffel would have to say it, would be like Brussels. That's how he would say it.
Is there anyone on the chat? Like someone on the chat types. I'm not seeing the chat, but like who is on the chat? I know there are a lot of lurkers. We have
so
at least
far,
3,000 people.
Yeah, I think we have 3,200 viewers now, but we have there was one guy, Edvard Vok. I don't know if he's still around, which I think might be a friend of someone that's racing. And then we have Whip and Muffle.
If he's here, that friend, tell me whose friend is yours, and we will roast him a lot this race. The best that we can.
The person that sent me the message before the race was Kovalu.
Why did you struggle so much? It's so easy.
That's his Discord name, but I don't know.
Actually, let me see. It's
Yes.
Yeah, the McLaren 720S with the length of 4,664 millimeters and 2,040 millimeters wide, with a wheelbase of 2,696 millimeters. It's just beautiful, I think, with a blue color and overhang of front to rear of 1,155 millimeters to 813 millimeters with an axle body width of front to rear.
What's the engine capacity on that bad boy?
The engine capacity is a motorsport prepared M840T engine with a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 3.994 cc.
Ah, yeah, that one.
Yeah, exactly that one.
Yeah, I thought they were using that engine for that car.
Yeah, it's a M840T engine, so it's a motorsport prepared already.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, like the transmission, it's sequential motorsport transmission, and the suspension is adjustable dampers with coil-over springs, front and rear, obviously. The chassis, McLaren carbon fiber monocage chassis, obviously.
Yeah.
Safety, FIA approved, all around, like roll cage, side impact foam, roof edge extraction system.
Very interesting.
Yeah, the tires are Pirelli racing tires, apparently.
Okay,
And yeah, and it has a fire extinguisher.
Okay, that's safe. That's extra weight though. Why wouldn't they just throw that out of the car?
I think it activates the thing, so you
it doesn't need to be there. They have stewards around the track with fire extinguishers. It's gonna make it a little bit more exciting as well if there's an engine fire.
Do you saw that video? Do you ever saw that video of a V8 supercar and suddenly that like the extinguisher just goes off?
Oh yeah, like a malfunction.
Yeah.
It like ruins the engine.
I don't know if it really ruins the engine.
Don't they use like, I don't know, is it for engines? Don't they use like that kind of like expandable foam?
Probably. It seemed more like a liquid thing, so it didn't activate, so it probably was a malfunction, like you said, but who is getting black flags? Who is getting blue flags already? Oh, it's a GT4.
Yes. In the meanwhile, by the way, we've had Jordan Wansink drop out of the race, so I don't know, it seems like he may have struggled a bit with technical difficulties or something, but...
Yeah, the money is tight and he can't repair the car. It's easy.
You'll have to go,
sell his body, because I can't say another word.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, pick some apples or something during the break, and then he can pay the car again, but...
Do you really like apples? It's like... your thing, apparently.
No, I only like chocolate and waffles. And pancakes. I kind of live off of those. I don't eat anything else, ever.
I would do that, actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Actually, I love waffles, but I never have had a Belgium. I had those Portuguese copy. Someone is in the grass.
I know, Brian Patet here. A little bit of a mistake into turn 2, but Brian Patet also starting from the pits is slowly making his way through the GT3 field. So he's now preparing this overtake here on Daryl Hill. He goes into the inside, and a pretty easy move. Doesn't seem like Hill wants to fight that too much. Good on his part there. Here, so yeah, Marcus Lawrence already in a very demanding lead over the other GT4s already has about a 10-second lead over Ryan Daniels, so unfortunately in the GT4s not as close as we hope it would be. But
Arnsman is getting close to Frederick. That livery is awesome.
So it does seem that Arnsman has really picked up the pace from the start of the race, because I know he was fighting with the Alarobos there. And he's really picked up the pace. I think he went from 6th or 5th to 3rd. So yeah, now right on the back of Friedrich. Friedrich running... Last lap was a 25.4 and Arnsman was a 25.398, so... quite close on pace, but I do think Arnsman, once he gets past Friedrich here, that he'll manage to pull away and maybe get a bit closer to Jan Gang.
Actually, thinking about this track,
Oh, very furious typing in the background. Oh no, it's just your brain rattling, you're thinking.
I'm not searching about the circuit.
Okay. I believe you. Wow, that is some god rays right there. Can't see anything. I hope they have sunscreens in the Porsche, because Jesus, look at that. Oof, bit loose there from Brian Petit, but doing his hardest here to catch up to Levente. Does seem like Floyd is already in the pit. Ooh, that windshield doesn't look too great. See here, ooh, very damaged, so must have gone off somewhere. Hopefully he can quickly get his repairs in and get back onto the track, but that sure is gonna lose all his positions here. Yeah, he's now to the back of the GT3 field, so hopefully he can get out as soon as possible again. To have Arnsman here now, again just right on the back of Friedrich there, but not getting close enough to try and overtake. So, nothing splitting these two. Let's see if Arnsman can actually make up a little bit of time here compared to Friedrich.
Do you want to know who has the fastest lap in Brands Hatch?
No. No, go ahead.
No, I can tell, but I'll tell you who has the 5th fastest.
The 5th
when you
fastest.
rest.
Ah.
On the DTM. Second qualifying.
DTM go to Brands Hatch anymore?
It was 2019 apparently.
Oh, okay. I never knew that they went to the Brands Hatch in 2019, but pretty cool. I imagine that's like really tough though in a DTM car.
Yeah.
Like the fact that it's also like to overtake, I mean. Must be really hard for a DTM car. I mean any car, but...
Even any car, exactly. I was thinking like, what the fuck are you saying?
Except for like the Renault Clio Cup or something. You can just... I mean, like Muffle would just punt people off in a Renault Clio.
Oh, you didn't saw the practice of our Bathurst 1000 race. If he's in the chat, he's going to laugh a lot. So, you know Skyline. For the people that don't know Skyline, Skyline is the in Bathurst. Skyline is the turn that starts the descent of the mountain. So you have that little thing in the mountain, and then you have the let's say the publicity, and then you have like kind of a chicane, but it's called Skyline because you see the sky, I guess, before descending. So Muffley sees a slow driver in front, and I don't know what he had in mind. I was his spotter, so I totally said car in front, because I always say that every time, right? And what he does is like he ignores the car if he's not there. You know, the car is just slowing down. He's way more slower than him, so he slows down, brakes 2 times, while Muffle is just full on zoom, crashes into the back of the car. Pow! Takes the car out, and Muffle continues with no damage. It was the most beautiful takeout I ever seen. In a practice session, but still.
Meanwhile, we're on board again with the old man Peter Parnell here.
By the way, now number.
Yes. Yes, number. Thank you, Pedro. That is a very good comment by you. Peter Parnell here, trying to catch up to Hill. I think slowly getting closer, yeah. Lapping about on average about a second faster. He's had to let the leader through though this time around, so only about 3/10 that lap. But yeah, Parnell making up a lot of time to Daryl Hill here, and if he manages the overtake, that'll be P11.
Yeah, sorry for the thing before. Like, I have very Portuguese people here. You know, Iberians are
the worst.
Oh Jesus, really the worst. I want to get out of here. Please save me. Someone from anesthesia, or I don't know. I'm just getting. Please.
We've started a GoFundMe for Pedro Diaz to get out of Portugal.
Yes. It's called PayPal.
Oh, Daryl Hill off the road there, and that's gonna allow Peter Parnell here to cut. Daryl Hill is just doing some rallycross, it seems like, as he just kept on the grass there.
Number 98, you mean?
Yes, number 98. Oh,
98.
Peter Parnell with a drift there, just showing off as he overtook Daryl Hill. Man, oh man. There's nothing this guy can't do, Peter Parnell. He's just the full package.
Actually, Arsman and Frederick are reaching Peter Parnell right now. Frederick, what?
Waffle is making fun of you in the chat.
Oh, what happened? Tell me.
Because you were trying to say Amnesty International, and you said like anesthesia or something like that.
I don't know. I never used that instead of you. That your mother is so irresponsible. I can tell them since what he told me today. Your sister, I mean. Yeah, I fucked your sister, Muffle.
Oh, whoa, Christian stream. Jesus.
This is the last time I'm gonna comment. Well, number 29 on the pins.
Yeah, I've just terminated the GoFundMe page for Pedro Diaz to get out of Portugal. He belongs there. He can stay.
No. I had. Yeah, good race.
Ah, yes. Oh, we do have who's that there in the is that Daryl Hill getting out of the way there for Ala Robles and Rojovic? Does seem like Ala Robles here is catching up to Rojovic here as they pass the GT4 of Domi Person. the only person not doing too bad of a job. I think Marcus Lawrence coming into the pit here as he come in for his first mandatory pit stop. I do think so. So might have ran into a bit of traffic or something and decided to come in, but that's his first bit done. Maybe just some extra fuel, and then maybe we'll see him take tires the next time around.
GT4s can last way longer. What?
Actually, they're pretty bad on the tires, I think.
Oh, yeah, I think they are, but I mean in fuel terms.
Oh yeah,
they
yeah,
last
for sure.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they last way long. Like.
Yeah, I think he probably, if he's come in for fuel, then he probably has enough fuel for the end now. So it'll be interesting to see if he. I mean, I think he does have to take tires. I don't think you can go 2 hours on a single tire set. I think that's like a guaranteed puncture almost, especially in the GT4s.
And they have 2 mandatory pit stops, just so
yeah.
Muffle knows. By the way, Muffle, when there is 3 seconds left, I will tell you how much you last.
Oh, again, a la Robles here.
Oh, Frederick is out! He speeds!
Oh.
Yeah, that's Manin's front.
He has to watch out with that rejoin. That's dangerous.
Yeah, I think.
Let's see if we can get a replay. See what happened there exactly.
Yeah, I'm always on top of the business, you know.
Yeah. So going into turn 2 there. Looks fine. Going into turn 3. Oh yeah. So going into turn 3, he just hit the grass on the outside while he was braking. So that has sent him around. And then very dangerous rejoin there, but everyone makes it through cleanly, so that's good to see. But yeah, that's not going to be good for Friedrich's tires. And it's probably going to see him struggle a little bit. Maybe he has to consider pitting for the first time, getting a new set of tires on. And
Rubles is actually catching the McLaren. He already tried, where you were showing the replay, already tried once, mid Brands Hatch, because there is only 2 points where you can overtake, like this turn and maybe the next, not this one, but the next one. So, oh, is that Tarsman?
No, that's Daryl Hill, I think.
This car seems damaged.
Yeah, he's struggling a bit. Seems like he did pick up a little bit of a knock somewhere, but I think now Rojovic and Robles catching up to Peter Parnell there. Let's see here. We can get on the wing of Peter Parnell.
There is a lot of people in this area, like at least I see 7 cars in this sector. 7-8 cars in this sector.
Yeah, so we do have Rojovic here right on the back of Peter Parnell. We'll see Parnell moves over here. Doesn't seem like he wants to. He's a strong alpha male, so he won't move out of the way for the guys behind him. Now he's gonna hold off a little bit. And it's the same color,
obviously.
Yeah, now he's holding off a bit, so that'll allow Rojovic to come through. And the next one is Robles there. We'll also have to try and make the overtake. Again, very good traffic management for Peter Parnell there, very aware. Giving it
best pilot here.
Exactly.
Arsman pitted over, by the way.
Well, yes, he did. So that'll be his first pit stop out of the way. Obviously, they do still have one more pit stop to go. In the meanwhile, we can go to our leader here in the GT3s. Again, Jan Gang just running away with a championship leader.
that doesn't matter when Robles is trying to overtake, and he failed on the outside. Well, it matters, but I just wanted to say that Robles is actually trying very hard to overtake.
Yeah, so Jan Gang doing a very good job, and Robles is trying to get closer here to Rojovic. A lot of traffic to manage in these past couple of laps, and he's right on the back now.
3 wide, 3 wide, 3 wide. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh.
And they do have Friedrich right behind them as well, so Friedrich again caught up to the back of these two. So Friedrich, really good pace actually, but obviously that mistake didn't do him any good. Oh, Robles a bit wide there.
He seems to take that line. I think Boschwick, it's faster on sector 1, while Robles seems to always catch on sectors 2 and 3.
Yeah, it does seem so. And then, yeah, Friedrich right behind them there. Fastest lap for Friedrich is about 2.5 tenths faster than the guys in front of him, but obviously fastest laps don't matter. It's all about the race pace. But,
nah, it's all about fastest lap. It gives 1 extra point.
Ah, yes. So yeah, Robo's trying his hardest here, but the distance between the three guys just kind of seems to stay the same.
What do you do on this moment if you were Robles? Like, you know that you are faster than the guy in front. You know that you are slower than the guy behind. Do you
correct.
pit and undercut?
We have bots in the channel.
We have what? Bots?
Yeah, we have bots.
Hey! So it's who wants like a fresh girl next to me in the next radius, 5 mile radius? Is that kind of bot or?
No, they
click
type
this
like
link.
yeah, it's like go here for this kind of.
I don't enjoy those. I believe the other ones. I don't like these ones.
Yeah. Like singles in your area, that's the one you go for, right?
Yeah. So Robble goes again on the outside, and it never works. Why does he try?
Yeah, it's on this part of the track, it's pretty much impossible to overtake. Oh. Yeah, no way Robles is overtaking it here. It's gonna have to be on a start-finish straight, or
it's. But he's not fast enough. It seems like. Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like maybe he's just undercuts because he showed that he has the speed. But if he does the undercut, he will probably lose to Frederick. So he will still be third. So, by the way, P6 crashed, I think. Not P6, sorry. Car number 6.
Car number 6, Ryan Daniels. Seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, he crashed. You know the fast right-hander?
Yes.
I don't know how it's called. I will tell you in a second. Well, he crashed there. I don't know how severely, but so he crashed in Sheen Curve, going to Stirlings.
Yeah, we did see Nelson Rowley going off in turn 1 there, so he's lost his position to Vozarik, I think. Or actually, not quite. Lost to John Ford or something.
Oh, nothing. Robles is getting under attack. Every time he attacks, he gets under attack. car number 90 on the pits, car number 34 on the pits, so the Ginetta on the pits, and I can't see the other one, but it's car number 34. Oh, it's Levante. Oh, touchy. I rolled.
Yeah, so these guys still really close together. And I mean, at this point, someone has gotta do something, right? So either for Ala, like try to pit, get some clean air maybe. Try to put some faster laps in and hope that Rojovic holds up Friedrich, perhaps.
Yeah, it could be, actually.
And the sun is slowly setting here, so it will start to get dark soon. That will add a bit of another dynamic to the race. Ooh, Robo's actually having to go defensive for Friedrich there. A bit slow through that section.
If it was iRacing, that ice grass.
Yeah, you do actually still have some grip on grass in ACC, which, you know. Obviously, in real life, if you touch grass, your car just like shoots into orbit and you'll never see it again. But
what Frederick do was what we were thinking about doing.
Yeah, so he's gonna elect to come in early and
see if he gets clean air.
Yeah, I assume he'll just take some fuel and then tires towards the end. But
he needs to pit again, though. I think the tires should have gone. It doesn't seem so, but it's a track that kind of eats tires because it has high-speed turns, mainly to the left.
Yeah.
So the lefts don't like it. Ha! See the punt?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yes. Another look at Peter Parnell here, currently in 8th place, still does have to make his first pit stop. Hopefully he doesn't forget that he has to do 2 mandatory pit stops, because that would be a shame.
He wastes 2 hours just because he forgot to stop. They probably talk that in the briefing, I would say. I would suppose. Oh man, my English, what the... Jesus.
Yeah, so many swear words in it. Insane.
I didn't say none. I was actually holding.
Yeah, I know. You like half said it, and then you were like, oh, I probably shouldn't swear anyway.
I was actually doing that. You know me so well. So is Muffle still on the chat, or did he fall asleep? Because
I gave him the sort of admin powers in the chat, so we can ban all the bots.
I bet he's speaking to the bots.
He is the bot.
He's a bot for sure, but just not in the chat in iRacing and the set course and any driving game. Like, people think that he's good, but
Party currently putting up a big fight here with Arnsman, whose Arnsman has already done his first pit, but Parney's not gonna let him through easily here.
Obviously.
Full slide tap. He's a fighter. Light Cruiser, we're after this race, the admins will have a sit down together, and probably within the next week or so, we will probably release the new season info. So that'll include all the races. Oh, Parnell goes off there. Too much pressure. But yeah. So the calendar will probably be released sometime next week.
Yeah, the calendar is going to be. I will tell you a sneak peek. It's going to be Daytona Road, Road Atlanta, Road America.
Come on, a bit faster.
I'm seeing the calendar.
Yeah, no, but like Cruiser, so yeah, during next week they'll release all the info for next season, and the races will very likely just be like we always have them. So usually it's 1 hour races, and then every what is it? So the first race is usually an endurance, and then the next race that's an endurance is the 4th round, I think. So every like 2 or 3 races, there's an endurance race that's 1.5 hours, and then 2 hours to end the season. You might see some of the tracks like Cruiser, because they do have the licensing, I think, for the American tracks, so of the American SRO series. So I do think they can eventually release those as DLC.
They just need to go there, which is not possible right now, I think. Or by the data of the people who has them. But like the people who has them, which is iRacing, has a very old database of laser scan.
Yeah, so I think because the British DLC pack is coming out.
Who is it? So it's Netterton, Donington, is it?
Alton as well, I think.
Alton, yeah. It's always those three. They like Snetterton is awful. Alton, impossible to overtake. Donington, the most boring track. Perfect combo.
Yeah, so those will be coming. I think they were supposed to come like not mistaken, they were supposed to come like somewhere around this time, but obviously with Corona and stuff, I think they might have delayed that a little bit. But after that, they still technically they would still have they could still do Asia and America, so or the Americas.
Oh, I'd even say like Cadwell. Do you remember Cadwell? Cadwell is an awesome track.
Oh yeah.
But they don't run it there. It's like a recreation kind of thing, like a Sunday drive.
Yeah, for like track day kind of track.
Track day, exactly. Track day.
Yeah.
It's the word that I was looking for. Cadwell is an awesome track. It's very similar. The layout is very similar to Brands Hatch, actually. The elevation and the way the track is not. The layout is similar.
Yeah. So in the meanwhile, Ala Robo still still didn't go in the pit yet. So I don't know. Maybe I think he probably should have pitted a bit earlier here, just to get out from behind Rojovic, but obviously we will see how that works out for him in the end there, as they're lapping Brian Petit.
Yeah, because Frederic is just lapping his own way. He has clear air. He's on the clearest part of the track. Car number 98 is on the grass, on the same place as. See?
Yeah, I think he just likes doing rallycross.
Oh, yeah, okay. So car number 98, Hill.
And yeah, like Whip says, technically they could do TCR as well.
Oh, because
Eventually.
of the American license, yeah.
Yeah. But technically, I think, yeah, Whip is right. They could probably do that. So that would be pretty neat as well. But interesting to see though how because obviously like physics models are usually made in mind with like specific cars and stuff. Well, especially for like ACC and all that. But interesting to see how like a front wheel drive car would handle in this, like on this engine and with these physics.
Yeah. Like I said many times, like I like to, the game is beautiful and I like to commentate it, but I just don't have the grip on it. Like when I drive it, I just don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
Just don't like to.
I think a big
It's a weird feeling.
the big factor of that is that you're Iberian. That's like a big problem,
Yeah.
I think.
Iberian and old costumes called like driving a sim for 2 years and then suddenly have to adapt to another one, which I am too lazy to.
Yeah. I guess it is tough, like driving a sim that has like broken tire models and then having to like drive one that has a working one.
Actually, I think it's way better right now, but yeah, for sure, during 1 year it had broken tire models.
But yeah, I'm sure
it was nice. Like when this game wasn't out, or like when ACC was out, obviously people talked about it. Like the tire temps were crazy, the cameras that they used on the fronts were crazy.
I mean, at the start there still was there was a bit of weirdness as well in ACC. Because
Sorry?
I said in the beginning there still was some weirdness with ACC because they had like the one contact tire model. So there was technically only one contact point on the tire that was like touching the track. So which meant that if you went over curbs and you came off the curb, it would like sometimes it would do very similar to like Project Cars 2, where it like in some cases it would drag your car off the track because there was only a single contact point, and now they've made like the 5-point contact tire model that was like short after the release, and that kind of like fixed everything regarding. But yeah,
but then it came like the V7, and the V7 was, I think it was just a rush to compete with this game. Even before this game was even like good enough, I would say. But I don't know, like everything had some worries. And I think it makes sense, like competitiveness makes both things good for us customers.
yeah. To me, it just seems like on iRacing they just released the tire model too early, like
The 7,
like
yeah.
V7, yeah. Because I know, was it V6 or something that was like quite alright to drive? Only it still had some weird behavior, but it was like
fine. V6 was alright. V6 was the when I started iRacing. So V6 was that car that that like if you overdrove the car, the tires would overheat, and then you would have to like how do you say? You always overdriving the car, and the car was always overheating the tires. But that didn't matter because the tires was like on 150 degrees, and the car would just stick either way.
Yeah.
Now it's not like this, but like after, let's say, more than a year of release of the V7, because the start of the V7 they put the tires too cold, and then the warming up the tires was like alpha sprint race, and then the tires when they were warm, the rears just didn't, the grip they had wasn't good. So they seem that they made a tire set. In real life, for example, GT3 cars and GT4 cars probably have the same tires, I don't know, but we had already talked about it, like LMP1s and GT3 cars don't have the same tire, they have a different tire compound, like a different chemical composure. Does it make sense? Composition, yeah. My English, sorry. And like, so what they seemed like they made was put the same tire in every car, and then cars with high downforce, such as the LMP1, the HPD, or even GTEs, the grip, the rear just didn't grip because it was never heating up. It was always cold.
Yeah.
That like there was never enough scrub, you know, because it's a high downforce car. It's not supposed to scrub the back.
Yeah, because that's what I say when like I know the LMP1s and some of the other cars felt like driving forklifts where you're like steering with the rear of the car instead of the front. Yeah.
And now they seem to be fixing that. Like at least it's fixable, this patch, like this, and it's completely different. Like the LMP2, it's amazing. The LMP1 feels like it still feels very weird to me because I don't drive it for half a year because of that mountain tire. But I think every has that problem of when they screwed up, they don't go back, and I think everyone has that. Like I know that the ACC had that problem too. When I started ACC, and I knew that they had problems, like the curbs. I know a Spy, the issue with the curbs after the camel straight, right? Mm-hmm. Like the first curb when you turn right. And that pissed me off so much for some reason. Like I couldn't drive Spa. And I was like, why don't they just say, yes, Spa is unavailable for some time and we are going to fix it, or, you know, like...
Yeah, just revert back to the previous model.
Yeah, it seems like people or companies or whatever, they just say, deal with it until we fix it. And I don't like that type of shit. It's just like people then get used to the bad thing and then appears the good thing, and we are like, have to adapt all over again.
I think it's like, especially if you have a subscription service, like that shouldn't be a thing where you let people use broken like models or physics per se, whatever. Like if you have a subscription based game or sim or whatever it might be, like you wouldn't want to integrate broken stuff and then just leave it there until the next big patch to fix it.
Exactly. 215 is spitting, so Young Gang is spitting.
Young Gang coming in for his first pit stop, and we will see here now if others react to it, as we have Lukas Rojovic and Robles still going at it. Still only half a second.
Oh, finally, Robles! He needs a smooth out lap.
Yeah. So yeah, essentially Robles now coming in. Let's see if let's follow Rojovic around and see if he actually responds to Robles coming in. But if Rojovic does come in this pit stop, then Robles will have to put in a very good outlap to make sure he gets in front of Rojovic.
Don't forget that Frederick did already the undercut. Frederick is number 22. He's doing now the straight onto the last turn.
Yeah.
He's on the last turn, and he should.
Yeah, he's gonna come out in front. Yeah.
Good undercut from Frederick.
Yeah, so we did know he was faster, but obviously, and quite a bit faster if we see how much of a lead he pulled now over Ala Robles. So, yeah, I think a bit of a mistake by Robles there. I think he should have probably come in earlier, since he spent all that time in the dirty air of Rojovic in front probably lost a bunch of time. If he can actually go a bit faster than Roger, which of course in clean air, we don't know for sure, but
yeah. And let's see if we can push these tires, because now we need to see number 333, and he's doing another lap.
yeah. So Roger
he's not
happy to stay out for now. He has been doing very consistent pace throughout the race. He's always been around the 25.4, 25.5, 25.6 area, so he's being really consistent with his lapping. Hasn't really dropped off. So.
There was a dead point in the race, but now it seems the tactical point is back on.
Yeah, so probably the car performing a bit better on low fuel, I guess.
Let's see. Because it's Robles' time to shine. Doesn't happen. I don't think he has another chance. I don't think the next pit stop is going to make up for the difference that he needs for an undercut.
Yeah, unless someone messes their pit stop up, I don't think it's gonna matter much.
Oh yeah, you have to eat perfectly the box, right?
Yeah, else you lose like 3 seconds.
Jeez.
Or something. Or even more, like depends how far you are off, but if you get it right, then because I had it as well, I think. When was it? I think I did a race on in like an American league somewhere, and I did a pit stop and I did it absolutely perfectly, and the guy that I was battling in went in the lap before, and I came out, and for some reason I was like 6 seconds behind him when I came out of the pit. So I don't know how that big of a difference came about, but there's some very weird things with the pit stops in this game, and I think they should just
equalize.
Yeah, for me it's just weird that it has to do the animation of the where they jack up the car and then drag it to the pit. Because for some reason, if your car's 5 centimeters off of the box, then they have to first move the car for some reason, and then they only start working on it. So very strange, but it should just be park in the box and they start working on it. You know, regardless of where you are in the box. You're slightly to the left, slightly to the right. They just have to start working on it instantly.
If you are too far forward or too far backwards or too far right or too far left, I mean, a lot, you know, then I think you should get that push.
Yeah, for sure. But it's sometimes you're literally just maybe
a centimeter.
Yeah, 10 or 20 centimeters left or right, and then for some reason they still have to lift up the car. Well, in real life, of course, they would just run around the car regardless, you know. So
yeah, I saw, when I was on Nürburgring 24 hours, and it's actually doing right now, I was above a pit stall with 3 cars pitting at the same time. I don't know if it was during quali, not race, but during the quali, three cars changing tires, fuel. I think one of them was putting the car on the garage or something like that to change something, and the other 2 were just going for another run, and the disposition of the car was you know how you parallel park,
yeah,
but imagine that, but not to the garage, but yes to perpendicular to the pit road. Does it make sense?
Yeah, and then they have to yeah, no, I get what you mean, and then they have to push the car back, right?
Yeah, they push the car back and then they go forward. It was just such a mess. The car that came first pitted a little bit forward, and then the car that came back pitted perpendicular to the pit road, let's say. So it was immediately on the back of the guys. even the guys changing the tires were having difficulties like passing the tire through between the two cars.
Yeah.
And then the guy that came through couldn't pit because they have that space to pit, so that he couldn't like pit normally, so he had to do more or less what the middle guy did, but it was just not in diagonal. Oh man, what a mess.
So I imagine as well, because I've never really looked into it, but for the 24 hours, I imagine a lot of teams have to like share pit stalls, right?
Yep, three cars per pit stall.
Yeah, so they have to
sometimes
like coordinate with each other when who's gonna pit and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
And it's interesting. I don't know if you know it, but every time a team puts fuel in, they have the normal like fuel gas things, and they receive like a not a ticket. It's a ticket, let's say, for how much they put in, and they need to pay that at the end of the race. Or
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
I actually didn't knew that, but
it's pretty crazy. But that's like a thing.
Yeah.
You'd think it would be like in a package where you're just like, oh, we pay the entry and the fuel is included, but no, you actually have to pay for the fuel.
Like imagine how many teams don't go for a second quali runner.
Yeah. I mean, I guess especially like the lower classes probably are just like, we'll just put a lap in and then.
It's a 10-minute. Rubles at the and he did the undercut.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, it does seem like Rubles is quite a bit faster than Rozerwich, and like we said, he probably should have considered to go in a bit earlier, and then he would have been a bit closer to Friedrich, maybe.
And he even had like a half drift on the last turn.
Yeah.
Right now, so if he didn't push that much or kept his head calm, he would probably be even further.
Yeah.
Well, pushed, he needed to push, but he probably pushed too much, I would say. Well, and top 3, I think it's complete if they don't do any mistakes, like for that pace at least.
Yeah, they seem Jan Gang really just running away with it. He's doing 25.0, so about half a second, 24.8 now, so half a second to a second faster than the guys behind him. Further down, no big battles going on. You see, did see Ryan Daniels getting a drive-through penalty, like a couple of minutes ago, so he served that, I think, in the meanwhile.
Number 98 again on the grass in the same place.
Yeah, it seems like he's just using that as like a...
cooling the tires down.
Or like for a spot to like let people through or something.
Not a good race for a hill, I would say.
Yeah, seems to be struggling a little bit here on Brands Hatch. But take a look here. Peter Parnell, how is he doing? Still, for some reason, Peter Parnell deciding not to pit yet. Whip or muffle if you're still around. You know, you should probably advise Barney to come in at some point to make a pit stop. Just saying.
Because he's going to do 2 pit stops in 50 minutes.
Oh, Whippy says Parney makes him wet. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, probably. A lot of rainy days on UK, right?
Mm-hmm.
Number 51 on the pit, so Fuzarik. Another McLaren. It's first pit stop actually too.
Yeah.
A lot of late pit stops. I think like this is probably the limit of the tank.
Here he comes. Peter's coming in.
Oh, yeah, this is what I was thinking of. Like this is probably the limit of the tank, like 1 hour and 8 minutes.
Yeah, I think the Bentley's one of the cars that can... Actually, I think you can go longer on the Bentley's tank. Like, I think the Bentley can nearly go like... I think it can go like 1 hour and 15 or something. Because it's one of the most... You wouldn't think it, but it's one of the most efficient cars on the GT3 field.
Yeah, it's an EcoBoost, right? Ford EcoBoost
Yeah. No, but I still remember when we had our first season where I competed. I think usually it was like when we did a 60-minute race, I had to take like 90 liters. And I had a 120 liter tank, and like the Porsches and stuff, they all had to take like 110, 120 liters just to like make the hour.
Yeah.
While the Bentley only has to take like 90. So it is really really good on its fuel. Does seem like Arnell is I don't know if he took tires, but gonna be interesting to see. I don't think the GT3s can go 2 hours on the oh, Marcus Lawrence a drive-through now. That's gonna make it interesting. He has made a pit, possibly mistake on pit exit or pit entry. He's gonna serve that now, and that actually is gonna see him lose a lot of time compared to Hager, who's behind him.
Car number 90, Hager?
Yeah.
Or
but Hager obviously still has to make a pit stop, so there's still about a full pit stop between Lawrence and him, but you know, gives him a bit more of a chance at least. As Lawrence coming out of the pit there, and in the background we see our leader Jan Gang of the GT3s also coming around. Let's give a little bit of a tribute here as well to Domi Person, who's just steadily running at the back, chasing down Ryan Daniels though a little bit, it seems, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's on the last turn. Ryan Daniels is on turn 1.
Oh, Ryan Daniels is actually a bit ahead.
5. Yeah.
Seemed closer on the relative for some reason, but
No, but he's on turn 5. He's now on turn 4. The 1, I mean.
Hey, you know, still props to Domi for doing the entire season with the the Maserati. I'm sure he'll get in a different car for next season.
I think he just likes to drive the car. I wouldn't like drive a whole car for a whole season and still be at the back if I didn't like the car.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've driven the car as well when the pack came out, and I actually really enjoyed the Maserati. Obviously, you're like losing a lot on throttle and braking, but it was just really fun to drive, in my opinion, at least. And the sound beats every car. Just like, especially like the downshifts, if you go on board, then the downshifts going into the corners is just so...
And it's a alpha car, like, come on. No TC, no ABS.
Yeah, it's a real car.
Oh, car number 6 on the pits. So, Daniels?
Yep, Daniel's coming in for his last stop. Obviously also had a drive-through earlier.
Yeah, very short stop. And now they are close, Tommy and Daniels. I don't know if there is like a lap difference, but they are close now.
Yeah, it seemed like their lap times were pretty similar, but it just comes down a lot to what if Domi makes any mistakes, basically. Obviously with no ABS and no traction control, it's easier to have a little slide here and there, maybe outbrake yourself. So it comes a bit down to that consistency of the car.
Oh, interesting strategy. Vozarik is pitting again. He didn't have like any penalty, so he pitted within 10 minutes. So he did 2 pit stops in 10 minutes. And it's their 2 mandatory pit stops for him. It's the first person to actually get rid of the mandatory pit stop.
Yeah, it does seem that he has a bit of damage on his front windshield there. Looking from on board, so maybe he did have a little bit of an accident, which forced him to come in a bit earlier.
Oh, okay. That makes sense for being too much time.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at look at the front bumper.
Okay, then let me see.
It's hanging off a little bit.
Hanging off a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah. So obviously had a mistake somewhere and has to fix the damage.
Yeah, because he pitted like 10 minutes ago. Like he pitted very shortly. And well, he did a very long pit stop, but
by the way, big battle here. Peter Parnell and Brian Patet here. Parnell going for 9th place over Patet. Good job from Parnell there.
And Vozarik is first person to get rid of the mandatory pit stops.
Yeah, so
I think everyone that pits now, it can go to the end, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, to me it's just gonna be interesting to see if anyone actually
Oh, Barney passed.
Yeah. But to me it's gonna be interesting to see if anyone actually tries to go 2 hours on the tires, because that would be stretching it.
Oh, the wang on that car. The Bentley is so beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it's one of the cars that I would actually buy in real life.
Yeah.
Not a GT3, obviously, but like the Continental.
Yeah, I think the Continental is pretty good looking. Like, they've really kind of stepped off of the old man look for the Bentleys, and they've gone for like a much more sporty look for the more recent Bentleys, which is nice.
The back looks so much sporty than any other Bentleys.
I mean, you can buy that, right, with the millions you're getting off of this broadcast.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about now buying it. Like
you're looking at the website right now.
Yeah.
To, like, configure
just
it.
just like the 720S. I was because I was actually buying a 720S GT3 like for racing, you know. So I was thinking, I might as well buy that and Continental for the week, you know.
Yeah. So meanwhile, it does seem like Ale Robles is slowly but surely pulling away from Rožović behind. Still about 5 seconds between the two.
116 is pitting. So du pluie.
What? 116.
Deploie.
Deploy.
No, it's not deploy. It's deploy.
Alright. Whatever
you don't say deploy.
But that's the thing. He doesn't have a because Du is French, I'm pretty sure, but then Christian is like not a French name, so.
Oh, I think it is. I saw some French guys having Christian.
With 2 A's though? With 2 A's?
Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't think that's
yeah, but French. Like for broadcast purposes, you say deploie.
Ah, yes.
Deploie. Yeah. Come on, you are Belgium. Like, you know how to speak French for sure. At least you have French baguette,
Ah, mais oui, mon ami.
French baguette,
Je parle un petit peu de français.
Petit peu, avec... avec tu vas tomber. Hein.
Oui.
Oui. Oh, 606 is pitting. So pitted. Is he putting tires though? Since he was so slow. Let's see.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting to see if there's actually people that don't take tires.
Oh, Cat 98 stopped on the same place as before. And people are actually swerving. Oh, 122. I think it crashed trying to avoid the 98.
Oh, he's... Okay,
It's
he's
Rebels,
waiting.
right?
Daryl Hill.
Yeah, Rebels. I think at the spin or something, trying to avoid Hill. So now Wojciech, it's way closer.
Maybe had to avoid a little bit, and have a spin. But yeah, 120.
Yeah, and I don't. And I'm not saying like okay, drift. Let's call it a code brown.
Yes. So yeah, did
Because,
about 3 seconds, well, 2.5 seconds slower last lap. So yeah, definitely had a moment.
This is the info that I'm getting from the track map. So I'm seeing on the track map. I saw the 98 stopped, and then I saw Rebels just like going off the track map line, let's say, and then but it was still at racing speed, let's say. But still lost a lot of time. I'd say it was 4 seconds and now 1.6 to Wojciech.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm just gonna put the camera a little bit on John Ford here. Haven't featured him yet in this race, so...
Yeah, he climbed. I don't know if he climbed or if he stayed there, but like...
I think he started in 6th, so... 6th or 7th, so...
Yeah, don't you think it's weird Asman being so behind? What happened to him? I can't remember.
Didn't he go off the track at some point? Like damage his car or something?
Yeah. Asman usually isn't there.
Yeah, but then again, his pace isn't looking too fast either, so maybe, I don't know what happened to him, but... I mean, could just be maybe not got enough practice in, didn't have time for practice or something, and just struggling a little bit.
And the Lamborghini. We didn't spoke of the Lamborghini yet.
Yes.
The Lamborghini. The 999.
999 in lucky position 7. Doing pretty good. One of the...
So if you finish 7, you win? That would be an awesome race. Like...
Yes, one of the cars that you barely see, I think.
Oh, but that... Off... And back on. Sorry for the dramatic pause, but it was off on the grass.
Yeah, I think the Lambo's a bit underrepresented. I feel like in ACC it seems, but it's a very tough car to drive. Can be very fast, but it's very tough to handle. Going into corners, very nervous. On the braking as well.
No respect to him. Roulet in front of Duplois. Deploy. No, not deploy. Deploy.
I mean, if anything, Ploy would make more sense, I think. But
no, like the E, it's silent. Like I don't know. It's in my language. It is.
So it's just Plo. Then.
No, you have to say deploy. Like the.
Deploy.
Yeah, it's H. It's an H.
Okay.
You have to push the rest of the air out of your lungs when you say the final name, you know.
I mean, it's all included in the broadcast here. Language courses with Pedro Diaz.
Yeah, with the country knowledge, with everything, like
Country and
you learn
knowledge. He can fully describe a McLaren to you. Oh, Rowley actually going off there. Ooh, he's in the middle of the track.
Oh my!
Ay, ay, ay.
Is the car okay? Is the most important.
Yeah, he's gotten going. He hasn't hit any walls, so can keep it going.
Let's go. And it looks beautiful. Look at that machine.
Yep, looking good.
I actually didn't like Lamborghinis until I saw the GT3 on the N24. Like, that's my favorite car from, like, every time I see a GT3 Lamborghini, it's the car that I root for.
Yeah, I think their like recent designs are way better than what they had before. Like if you look at like the Gallardo and stuff, I don't really like those. They're kind of yeah, I don't know, there's just something about that design that I don't like, but the like recent ones like the Huracan and stuff, they look very nice.
Yeah, the Huracan in itself looks way more way more aesthetically beautiful than the Gallardo, but
especially like the rear on the Gallardo. Ugh. Like those lights on the Gallardo, it looks like they just taken that off of like any standard like 90s car and pasted them on there.
That seems like the Italian thing to do.
Yeah. Just the rear, like the entire rear is so much better now. Really good looking. I mean,
the front looks always the same.
Yeah. I think the lights especially helped on the front. Makes it look a lot better, like the LED lights.
The Lamborghini, it's like the Porsche 911, you know, like you are so used to a model when they change something, you know they changed it. Like, for example, the RSR 2019 to the other ancient model. It's like the GT, I mean, not GT3. It's like, it's a 911 and it's a GT, but for some reason, you know it's sexier. It looks sexier. Looks just faster. And it's the same Porsche thing that they do every time. And the 9, Rowley again. I bet he knows that we are saying
But have you seen the Nissan Z Proto?
No, unfortunately not.
Look it up. Just type in Google Nissan Z Proto.
Okay.
Like the new Nissan Z model. Looks pretty cool. Like based off of the old Nissan, I think, partially. The rear lights are really cool. They're like 80s kind of lights.
So is it electrical or?
No, actually not. It's I think it has a V6. But it's not allowed in Europe actually. It's only gonna be sold in America because the engine is like too polluting or something. So they're only gonna release it in America.
Yeah, it looks like a 370Z.
But it's like the rear, like the shape of the car is like based off of the old Nissan GTR, I think, or whatever that car was called. Like the really, which one was it? Like in the 80s, I think.
Yeah, I'm seeing the one that you are talking about.
Yeah.
Legacy Z, that's what you mean.
Yeah, and like have you seen the rear lights on the new one? That they're gonna be really nice. Well, yeah, I like it at least.
I like the back. The front it seems like you know those those vacuum cleaners that clean alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like that, the front.
Yeah, I think the front isn't too bad. It's only like the grill that's really like that's too big.
Yeah, it's too big and too square. Like,
Yeah.
come on, someone in the design can do something better.
I mean, you say that, but then look at the new BMW, you know? You would think BMW could do better, but they're like, no, just slap a big grill on it.
But like, big grill on BMW is known for, right? Or am I really underestimating the new BMW?
No, the new one, you should check out the new one.
Okay.
It is insanely ugly. Like,
BMW what? M4, M6?
let me actually see here.
By the way,
Yeah, just type in like, oh, here, I have a picture for you. I can share it.
While we are searching for me, Frederick Pitted, so he's doing another undercut. He doesn't need it though. He was in P2 safely.
Look at that big boy.
Jesus! What? What the
Yeah, so we can clearly say you underestimated how big it was and how ugly it was.
Jesus! You know what this is? I'm good at comparing things, I think. This is like that, you know, like, usually your grandpa has a lot of hair, hair on the nose. This is exactly that. It's like your big nose grandpa that has a lot of hair inside.
Yeah. See, the thing is, they based that off of, like, you know how the old BMWs used to have like a grill.
This is not based in anything, sorry.
No, it is like taken from that, but it's just like a very bad version of like the grill like the old cars used to have.
To be honest, if we actually ignore the grill, the rest of the car, like the side above,
yeah, the rest is very nice
yeah.
looking. It's just the grill that ruins it on the front.
Jesus, man. And that dip, you know, between the grill, that dip.
Yeah.
Where they put the badge, so ugly.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the rest of the car is really good. It's just the front that's like messed up because of the grill.
Yeah, for anyone on the stream that is wondering, this is the BMW what? Concept 4?
Yeah. New 4 Series, yeah. So yeah. Not great.
For sure it takes a lot of air. The air intakes are
yeah, there's like no way the car needs that either. Like, there's no way you need to be like sucking all the air around from you up into the car to cool it. Like, no way. So there's, I mean, it's definitely not a functional design. No way. It's just like a.
They are being faster by just creating vacuum not below but in front.
Yeah.
Jeez, the 999 is all over the place, like cutting grass everywhere.
Yeah, maybe it's the 2-hour race is a bit much for some people. There's a long time, especially on Brands Hatch, which is like a very active track. You don't really have any breaks anywhere, except for very shortly on the start-finish straight, but you're like
I don't
working
think
the
it's
car.
even on the start-finishing straight. It's on the back straight. It's longer. Like the start-finishing straight is so short, and you need to be so concentrated to the turn 1 braking zone.
Yeah.
That like as soon as you exit the last turn it's not even like super easy flat out because of the oversteer, power oversteer.
Yeah.
But then when you get the car under control, you already need more or less to be fixed on the braking zone, that it's like almost tail braking into a deep thing that's like the start finishing straight. It's not the place to rest. Like the place to rest, I think it's the back straight that
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like it's a short track. It only has 9 turns, but it's a very technical track to be driving at. Like the whole middle sector with like the fast right-handers that are like pretty much blind. Like very difficult to nail every time. Oh, Domi person there struggling in front of Jan Gang, who's now overtaking Brian Patet, I'm pretty sure. We see Hill now, he was struggling a lot going over the grass. He's coming in now for his last pit. And then, interestingly enough, a lot of people at the front actually haven't made their last pit stop yet, so I assume what they will do is just run till the end and just do a quick stop and go, basically.
Yeah. I was trying to see, like, the difference between the number 24 and the number 777. And it's a lot. Like, right now, number 777 is doing turn 2, while 24 is doing last turn. And I was thinking, like, if Arsman could get forward, but I don't think so. Like, within pit stop range, but like 26 minutes. If everything goes to plan for this. Now Barney needs to pit again, and he was fighting with Vozarik, so Vozarik is crossing the finishing line now. Barney is in a mess on turn 3.
Yeah, so I assume Parnell probably also maybe employing the same strategy as those guys at the front.
Yeah, but I think Parney is going to lose the position probably. It's too close. Like, a straight is not enough.
That's about 20 seconds, so yeah, not quite enough, and it seems like Vozarik is quite a bit of pace as well. It's gonna be hard for Parnell to hold on, but I think he should probably hold on to the 10th, so top 10, not too bad. Apparently, Muffle is saying in the chat, Parney knows what he's doing, you'll see.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Some special trick up his sleeve, I think.
Sorry if I'm reading everything and I saw this race for 1 hour and a half, and the guy that is saying the race was afraid of running the race, and crashed my car in the Bathurst 1000 is saying that Barney has everything under control. Sorry.
Oh, I think a bit of rain coming here as Peter Parnell turns his window wipers on. So obviously struggling with the heavy downpour. Or might have just been a little wink to us at the on the street, as he knows we're looking. Oh, he was trying to turn the lights on. Yeah, that sounds something like party. I can just imagine him frantically pushing all the buttons on his wheel to try to get the lights on. Since I think he mapped the light button like just before the race. So.
Oh, it's Rodwick time. Well, they are not changing tires, but
yeah, it's just
so
a quick
there is
stop
no
and go.
undercut, but
Yeah.
It's time for.
Let's see here. Actually, Rojovic, Jan Gang coming up right behind them there. So the leader is about a full lap ahead of him.
He actually came in front of Frederick.
Yeah, he did. So don't quite know how that has happened. Maybe Friedrich took tires, and Rojovic didn't, or maybe just needed less fuel at this first stop. I don't know. That's a big difference. Or
that's the pit stop difference that you are talking about, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it could be that Friedrich just like completely missed the box and lost a lot of time or something.
Or traffic, because we are at the point where there are a lot of back markers. Everything is just mixed up.
Yeah, could be. But I didn't think. I do think Friedrich lost. He must have lost quite a bit of time somewhere because.
Yeah.
I mean, Robles is gonna be like really far ahead of him as well, while Friedrich was right behind these two guys when they went into the pit. So, or when he went into the pit, sorry. So Arensman also coming in now. This must be the setting must be like in the middle of the summer or something, since it's still very light.
Yeah, 8:46 p.m. and still very visible.
Yeah.
But I was just wondering myself, like, how Arsman is still in this position. Like, Arsman usually it's a very good driver.
Yeah, exactly. He's definitely like I mean, top 5 at least, but usually he's like near the podium, nearly always. So.
Yeah, I think he just did a muffle, which is have all the right equipment, but just being bad in general.
I mean, looking at Friedrich now, Friedrich is doing 24s, low 24s. So has he taken new tires at this point? Possibly. Because that was
With
just his
20
best
minutes
lap.
to go and changing something.
He's just,
Well, he has 5 seconds to chase, so if he changed, let's see.
I mean, at this rate, he's gaining about he's probably going to gain about a second a lap at this rate, so has a really good chance here actually to catch up to Rojovic. And then the question is, of course, where Robles and Ford will filter out. Because I think we're pretty sure that Gang is pretty safe compared to the guys behind him, but I think Robles and Ford is a bit of a guess where they will come out.
And Ford still not pitting. Let's see if he's going to pit. Robles is not pitting too. I'm just now impatiently waiting for the pits. This is interesting.
Oh yeah, Ford coming in now. Ford is coming in. So have a quick look here. I imagine he's just gonna come up to the jacks and go down again. I don't think he's gonna take anything on this pit stop. Well, I assume he won't. Maybe just a little bit of fuel, depends. So shut off the engine, let's see if he gets going immediately again. Yeah, he dropped down again. There he goes. So he's coming out, already overtaken by Rojovic and by Friedrich there. So yeah, John Ford filtering out in 5th position.
And long gap to Arsman, so...
Yeah. So, yeah, he's pretty safe in the position he is in. Maybe with some luck he can catch up to the guys in front, but I don't think that'll be in his reach quite. That won't be quite in his reach today. Then the only person we kind of want to see pitting now is Robles and Parnell, because that'll be a bit of a question as well where they filter out.
Yeah, Parnell lost 5 seconds since the last time we talked about, so definitely Bozarek is at pace. Was just not using it. Or maybe traffic, like Barney's just stuck in traffic. Like I see tons of traffic right now on the back straight. Like even P2, it's... Like P2 for example could have pitted, but I think Rebels just has a difficulty on race awareness, because could have definitely see or predict the amount of cars in front of him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
if he
agree.
feels like if he feels like he's driving well.
Yeah, it does seem like he's like, again, there's 2 more cars in front of him there, so he should kind of recognize that this is probably a good time to come into the box so that he gets some clear air, but yeah, he's just gonna keep going, and yeah, that's something you really got to consider at some points in the race, where if you come up to about 3 or 4 cars in front of you, it might just be best to come in and take the pit already, just to get rid of it, and then hopefully, obviously in real life, you would have an engineer that could tell you, or like a crew chief that could tell you where you're gonna end up if you're gonna come up into traffic. But I think at this point you really have to take the bet and just go for it.
Yeah, I would predict that if he pitted right now, it would be like around that zone of between the number 400 and the number 90. So because it's I'm assuming like all the generic like 20-second delta and then pitting, which adds like 5 seconds, so 25 seconds behind.
Yeah, so
it's where it should exit, or even more.
So again, you see Robles here being held up by the McLaren in front of him. And last lap, his last lap time was a 27.3, so lost a lot of time in the last lap. Is going to lose a lot of time in this lap. But at this point, he's just losing time.
Yeah, 25-1, which compared to probably
yeah, so that's not too bad of a lap. But again, in about 1 or 2 laps, he'll be coming up to the Daryl Hill. Be in front of him? No, that will be Thomas Arnsman then. That's in front of him.
Thomas Arnsman. Sorry, yeah, I knew, but for some reason my brain blocked.
That's one of those things. Arnsman is a bit slower than Robles, so that might give some complications in overtaking. But I'm sure Arnsman knows when to move out of the way for someone lapping him, so that won't be too big of a problem. But Robles now actually might be going for a fastest lap here, looking at the relative.
Yeah, he has the clean track right now.
Isn't quite gonna get it, but it's gonna be a very fast lap anyway.
Kinda needs it though. Got number 98 again on the grass, on the same place.
Oh, so it was a 25-0, so I guess that was just compared to his last lap then. Yeah. Pace is looking good for Robles. About half a second, when he doesn't have any traffic, he's about half a second faster than Friedrich behind him, so... Don't know how long the pit is going to take, but I think Robles will still come out ahead of Friedrich if he just has to do the stop and go. So again, just going back to our leader in GT4 here, been a pretty quiet race for the guys in GT4, I think.
Yeah, it was just 4 cars actually driving, so...
Yeah, we did have Jordan
more, but I'm seeing like really driving.
Yeah.
Wasik was like out in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah. So, it's a bit of a shame, I think, to see the GT4s dropping to such a small field, because I know, in my opinion, the cars are really fun to drive, but yeah, a lot of people don't seem to like the dynamic of being overtaken by the GT3s that much, so bit of a shame,
Well,
but yeah.
Harney did the 130. People are doing 133, 138. Ooh, jeez.
Now let's take a look here at it. Oh no, that's it. Maybe possible that Arnie hasn't taken any tires and it's just
Yeah,
going
he's
the full
struggling.
race.
That's probably why Vozaric is actually catching him.
Oh yeah, I can see he's actually really slow through the corners, I think, Arnie. Seems that way anyway. So he might have not taken any tires throughout the race.
Tommy Person still has to pit too, but it doesn't affect anything. Well, he needed to overtake. He needed to overtake. I think. Oh man, Res Daniels, and be a pit difference, but I think the car is just too difficult to drive. 12 minutes to go.
Yeah, Vozaric right on the back now of Parnell, who obviously still has to make his last pit stop here. I will see Vozaric moving up into P9. Question is now, when is Parnell gonna come in for his pit? But yeah, just looking at the onboard here, Peter Parnell really going easy on the car, so I imagine he hasn't taken any tires throughout the race. Because he's really having to balance the car a little bit. So,
Well, I don't think in 10 minutes he's going to lose 30 seconds to be out of the top 10, so at least he tried to get P9.
Yeah, so we saw in front there of Peter Parnell, Marcus Lawrence going off the track, so he's had a couple of offs as well today, but that hasn't hampered him in terms of holding on to P1, but not been the most straightforward race for him either, I think. So yeah, Marcus Lawrence just recognizing the fight behind him and just getting out of the way for the fight, so good to see he doesn't have any anything to worry about anyway from people behind him, so he can just take it easy. 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, I think Lawrence is actually almost lapping.
Yeah, so Vozaric now side by side with Peter Parnell. Gonna try and hold it around the outside. Let's see if he can. No, never works in that corner, I think. But he's going for the cutback. He's on the inside now. That was actually a very good move there. Side by side still. Ooh, just makes it through, and Peter Parnell just has to concede that position as Vozaric is quite a bit faster than him at this point. So Vozaric up into P9, Parnell up and down into P10. But yeah, it does seem like we've... Ooh, Vozaric going off there into the gravel.
Oh.
So lost a lot of time now to Parnell. Interesting, just completely missed the last corner there, it seems. But no harm done. He'll just have to make up a little bit of time.
And Parnell still has to pit.
You know what I wonder?
Yeah.
I wonder if Party's pit box is like towards the rear of the pit, and he's gonna like pit and drive over the line or something. I wonder if that's gonna if that's like what he's gonna do.
Well,
I don't know if that's allowed, but that would be interesting to see.
Supposedly it is because he qualified. It's by qualification, right?
I think so.
So it was one of the last to qualify. It was like P9. Oh! The only person spun in front of Rubbles. But Rubbles took it easy.
It's interesting to see actually, because I haven't seen the any of the GT4s in like dark conditions yet, I think. Oh, apparently the pit boxes are done by who joins the server, like in what order you join the server. So if you join the server first, you're in at the front, and then if you join last, then you're at the rear.
Okay, interesting.
Shame we didn't have more, shame it didn't get darker, because that would have been nice to see. As Domi is just drifting around the corners. Oh! Big collision there from Rowley. With Hager there. Doesn't seem like Hager will get any big damage from that, but has made him go off track there. Bit of a shame. So 6 minutes to go.
Oh, Rubbles off. And then off, but okay, everything okay.
There's about 1.5 seconds down on his last lap now. Yeah, one of these coming laps, the leaders are gonna have to pit. And then Domi Person still has a pit to go as well, so that'll probably see him filtering out at the back of the field, unfortunately. Yeah, so Kevin Friedrich still putting in really good pace. He's doing he's actually lapping faster than the leader right now, so doing a really good job, and be interesting to see how close he can be to Robles, although I think he's too far behind at this point.
Yeah, like, well, I can't see, but I think Robles is going to take more than 24 seconds, and the people that I see behind them is at like 25 max.
Yeah.
25 seconds, so I don't see yet Frederick, so I think it's going to be around 27-30 seconds, which should be around now. So like Frederick, what car number is Frederick again?
He's 22.
22. Oh yeah, it's a long way to car 90. You should aim for car 90, I'd say, right now. Okay, car 52, Peter Parnell pitted.
Oh. So coming in now. Will obviously lose a position to Vozarek, but I think he will be ahead of Brian Patet. Or maybe not. Actually, maybe not. As he's going now.
And Young Gang is pitting too.
Yep, so Patek coming over the line now. He's just gonna go past Parnell now. Parnell coming out there.
Oh, drive through for Parnell.
What a shame.
Yeah.
I thought Muffle said that he knows what he was doing, Barney, but...
Maybe this is part of the plan, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, could be. Maybe this is some secret,
Because the blame is not on Barney, it's the cruise ship apparently, it's Muffle, so...
Yeah, I'm sure Muffle probably just told him to put the pit limiter off, that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so that's exactly what happened, and mistakes are done from the crew chief part, which is an amateur crew chief crew, I guess. Does it make sense?
Yeah, so that, oh, let's see here. So is that gonna make him... No, he should still be safe, even though with the drive-through. I think,
Yeah, yes, P12 behind them.
Oh, but, Pate was actually a lap behind him. Pate's still a lap behind, Parnell, isn't he?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because Parnell is on lap 77 and Pate's on 76, so he still has P10. Even though he has to do the drive-through.
Oh, so it was all for the TV. Oh, yeah. So it was to stress us out. Yeah. Okay, makes sense now.
Tell him he doesn't have to go in the box. Oh, Jesus. He's already pulling over to go in the box. Alright, so Parnell does his drive-through. He'll still hold on to P10. And, Robles actually... Oh, Robles is also in the pit.
Yeah, Robles is in the pit. Now we see Frederick, 30 seconds.
Should be fine for Robles. Yeah, he's already going, so he'll be quite a bit clear of Friedrich, I think.
20 seconds. Yep, quite free.
Yeah, pit limiter is off, coming out of the box now, so yeah, he has quite a sizable lead still over Friedrich. So yeah, well done from Ala Robles, getting that P2. Jan Gang coming through the middle sector here. And we'll just follow him around as he's gonna start the last lap almost. So coming onto the start finish straight, Jan Gang is gonna put in his last lap here. So again, really good performance by Jan Gang. You know he's one of the faster guys, and this will obviously mean that Jan Gang will be our drivers champion in the GT3s, in the overall class, or the overall standings, and Marcus Lawrence will be the champion of GT4.
Was it decided now, this race? Have access to the points.
I think OneSync was about 50 points behind Lawrence, so technically he could have still won, but that would have meant that Lawrence would have had to have like a bad result. Mm-hmm. And Gang was, I think he was like 120 points or something, so he was pretty much secure. He just had to like basically finish the race.
So it was double points this race?
Not sure actually. Could be.
But it's a 2-hour race.
Aye.
And he's going to finish. Well done. With the wheel on the grass.
Oh
no! Reverse, boy!
Just reverse, just go. Oh no!
Oh no! Oh! People are getting an extra lap because of it.
Jesus.
Yeah, the best place to do it is on the last lap.
I think we'll have to ask what happened there towards the end. Jesus. Good way to almost ruin your race completely at the end there. But well done from Jan Gang.
And, well done from everyone, actually. 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. Very well done from everyone that finished it. Robles in second, flashing his lights, so very happy. Friedrich also coming out around the last turn. We've also seen here Marcus Lawrence. He's in the middle sector. Let's follow our leader of the GT4s around until the finish.
Well, guys, from the stream, I need to get my paycheck right now, so see you guys next time. I will sign the checks.
So Marcus Lawrence coming across the line here will be the driver championship for the GT4s.
Congrats.
Be happy as well. Meanwhile, we have who's still got to come across the line. Thomas Arnsman here.
Tommy person is the last person because when Young gang spun, Domi was the person in front of him. So right now, everyone crossed to the line, and Tommy person is.
He's doing a nice drift there on the last turn to show off, and he's gonna come across the line here to finish up the 2 hours at Brands Hatch here. So very well done to all our drivers here. Tommy person clearly enjoying himself in the Maserati, and let's see if we can have a couple of interviews here, mainly with the driver champions.
Well, I really need to go. I enjoyed the season when I commentated, and like I said, 35 minutes was enough. Yeah. Well, if Young Gang did what he was supposed to do on the last lap, which is crash and then reverse, but no. Why? Every person knows that if you crash on the last turn, you need to reverse to the line.
Yeah, and let's see, we'll bring him in here. So Jan, hello.
Hello.
So congratulations with the championship, first of all, and what was that thing you did there on the last lap? Was that just to show off that you were gonna be the champion, or?
No, I thought that I had done the race and wanted to put the ABS down to make donuts, but I think I had to hit the grass, and yeah, it probably looks a bit messy, but yeah.
Yeah, we were kind of hoping for you to reverse over the line though, which didn't happen, which was a shame.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's pretty funny because we were in the Discord chat while racing with two other guys, and one of them said he wanted to do that in PCDC last season and got disqualified for that. So
okay.
I just wanted to turn around again and finish the race normally.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, no, very well done, and again a commanding race from you. And I don't know, have you enjoyed the season?
Yeah, pretty much. But I think it's a shame that so many people didn't finish it. I guess I wouldn't have won the championship if guys like Shimilowski or I think it was Smith or something like that would have competed in more races. But it was my first season with PCDC. I don't really know if it was a problem last season or just the multi-class thing this year.
Yeah, it does seem with the whole situation going on in the world that we've had a lot of people sign up that don't actually want to race or not race a lot, or maybe people getting back to work and such. So a lot of dropouts. But yeah, it's a shame we couldn't see you fight a bit more with some faster people. But nevertheless, like good on you for showing up and putting in a good performance every week.
Thank you.
All right, so see, can we get his echo there? Yes, he is. Hello, Marcus, are you here?
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hello. Yeah, good. Really tired and sweaty now.
Hey, congrats on the drivers' championship in the GT4s.
Thank you.
So I mean, the race was pretty commanding. I did see you get a drive-through at some point. From that
that was track limits. It's quite easy to get them around here, actually.
Yeah.
And you lose a lot of pressure as well by dipping wheels into the grass. So towards the end, my pressures were really, really low. So I was lucky to not get a puncture, really.
So we didn't really see, but was Jordan having some technical issues or something? Because we saw him struggling to get out of the pit for qualifying, and then during the race he also seemed
his wheel had no force feedback, and he tried to reset it, but I don't think it worked. but I'm not 100% sure if he had force feedback during the race.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was looking forward to having a battle with him. His pace was probably quite similar to mine in the race.
Yeah.
And as soon as he spun, it's pretty lonely, I'd say. It's quite hard to keep your concentration up when you're just on your own for 2 hours.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, managed to finish the race. So
yeah, congratulations, and we'll hope after this season we can keep the attendance up a bit more towards the end of the season, obviously, because it's a bit of a shame that a lot of people dropped out of the GT4s.
Yeah, it looks like the GT4 hype has kind of died down a little bit. Everyone was like hyped and stuff because it was new, and yeah, everyone going back to GT3. So I'll definitely be doing the same for next season.
Yeah. Okay. Well, again, very well done, and we'll see you next season then.
Yeah, and thank you for streaming this season. It's been really good.
No problem.
So thanks for that.
All right. So I think one more person here we're gonna drag in is Domi, because obviously an entire season with the Maserati. Hey Domi.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
Yeah, doing good. It was quite interesting. I think that drift at the end through the last corner was to show off, right?
Affirmative.
But how did your how was your season with the Maserati?
I mean, honestly, I'm very happy with the car. I missed a bunch of races, and like that feels bad. Even today, I barely got any practice. I think if I'd had a little more time to prepare and the setup was a little better, I honestly wouldn't have had anything bad to say. The car was fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it did seem like you weren't too far off, and now that you mentioned that you didn't have any practice, that you weren't far off of the pace in the car, so but
yeah, I'm happy with it. The car itself definitely taught me a lot. The lack of traction control wasn't as big an issue as the lack of ABS. Actually, I think I'm just really bad at adapting to my brakes as the tire wear happens and the fuel consumption happens. So that was probably the biggest beef I had with the car.
yeah, it is. Again, I've noticed as well. I remember when testing the Maserati, I think it is fine in like faster sections and braking zones that aren't too harsh on the brakes. But once you have to go into like heavy braking, that's where the car like struggles.
Especially when you have to make those big downshifts, like third to second, God forbid first. Although I don't know that I've had to ever downshift into first all season, but third to second, when it does the blip, there's a very good chance that it's going to lock up one of the two inside tires. And if you don't compensate for that well, you can just miss your apex. And like, I think I've clipped the apex on turn 2 like maybe 5 times the entire race.
Well, anyway, it's been a good season. Good to see the GT4s, and especially good seeing you repping the Maserati out there, because no one else wants to, obviously. But
thank you, sir, and thanks for all your hard work doing the commentating.
Yeah, no problem. It's my pleasure, and we'll see you next season, I guess, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
So with that all being said, our stream here is coming to a close. Obviously, the links at the bottom of the screen can all be used to get in contact with us. So youtube.com/PCDC Motorsports, our website pcdc.simstrata.com, and our Twitter at twitter.com/PCDC Motorsports. And then the only thing we have left to say is a good rest of your night, and we will see you for next season. Goodbye.